So I have an old person question before I start talking about this book. I thought sliding into somebody's DMs means you're coming onto them in some way and not that you're just sending them a message without any ulterior motive. Is it used like that as well? See, it's what you get for not growing up on the internet. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kate and today I would like to talk about Lyla Lee's I'll Be the One, which is technically yellow, but for some reason my green screen thinks it should be partly invisible. I don't know. It's still pretty, even with confused lighting. I thought this book was adorable, had fantastic representation throughout, and it made me so hungry. Every time she talked about food, Korean or otherwise, it made me so hungry. Sky Shin has been dancing and singing all her life and is determined to go against the harsh standards of the Korean pop industry when she participates in a talent show to get a place as a trainee at some Korean entertainment company. Neither the fact that she is far from a size 0 nor the lack of support from her mother are going to stop her. Meeting another contestant, Henry Cho, might distract her a bit though. Because I don't think I saw it in the blurb or in whatever little tidbits I actually read about this book before I bought it. You can see it from the cover, like the rainbow on there is on there for a reason. So this is not just about Sky going up against fat phobia or beauty standards that are just ridiculous. No, it's also a great representation for bisexuals and lesbians. So there's a lesbian couple in there as well, but it's great representation. So the book is covering a lot of ground, like fat shaming, discrimination based on looks, discrimination based on orientation. Like 2 of the characters in the book actually were kicked out from their parents' house after they came out. And it's just a baffling concept, the idea that you can be upset enough about somebody's orientation to kick your own child to the street is just ridiculous. Like seriously. Sky is an admirable character. She stands her ground in most cases, even though you can tell that she bears quite a few scars from growing up with a mother who berates and shames her in regards to her weight every chance she gets. So while Sky confronts her at some point, the ending makes it clear. Sometimes you just have to accept that other people won't accept you and there's nothing you can say to make them see reason. Even if it's relatives. As much as that hurts, sometimes. Just have to let go and live without their approval. Sky stands up for herself and defends the way she looks because she feels perfectly fine in her body and clearly she can also move and do all the things she wants to do. So she has to defend the way she looks quite often, and it made me tired just reading about it. So I admired all the more that she never gives up this fight and goes out there to be somebody to look up to for other girls who are nowhere near size 0. I mean, how many people really are? So I have to say, the love interest, Henry, is almost verging on too good to be true, but overall quite sympathetic. He obviously wears scars from a rather nasty incident that has to do with homophobia as well in the past. But some of the things he does, I mean, part of it is just tied to him being already super rich before they even start the competition. It just seems outlandish to, people who don't or can't afford 10 cars, or like, yeah, sure, I'm renting out a studio in LA for fun so I can have some alone time from time to time. You're just like, yeah, sure, because rent prices in LA are so cheap that you can just afford a second place. It's good for you. Well, some of the things he does seem a bit too good to be true, and I think quite a few of them are actually tied to having the means to just throw the money out there. Because this is overall quite a short and fast-paced book, some characters don't get as much time on the page as you would have liked maybe. So for instance, for Sky's school friends, Clarissa and Rebecca, I can tell you fairly little about them beyond that they are good friends to Sky. Yeah, I mean, they show up a couple of times. You get the impression that one of them has maybe a bit more insight than the other, but they're both there for Sky, but that's kind of it. I don't know much about them beyond that. In contrast to those two, the friends that Sky makes during the competition, Lana and Tiffany, are a bit more colorful and also quite a cute couple. Bora, one of the judges of the competition, is easily the top of my list for the most hated characters I've read this year. Well, so far the year is still young, but it's not easy to make it on that list. You really have to piss me off. And Bora certainly does that. The way Sky's talent for dancing and singing is described really makes me wish that this either gets a movie or a mini-series of some sort, so we can see all of this in action. Yeah, the writing style is simple, clean and apt for the audience, I think. Obviously the audience is, the target audience is a bit younger than me. Okay, let's say a bit younger, I say a bit younger, half my age. Let's say the target audience should be like half my age. I noticed one or two things that the proofreader missed, like something that should have been a comma but was a full stop, but it's small stuff, and if you're not on the lookout for it, you don't see it either. I do because I used to work in linguistic QA. The one thing that upset me a bit, even though it has nothing to do with the actual story, is that the book contains quite a few Harry Potter references, and I would like to think that it was too close to publication when Joan K. Rowling's transphobia took center stage to change anything about it, because I find it hard to imagine that a book that is so inclusive and so outspoken against discrimination of any kind would include references to Harry Potter on purpose after this came out. Overall, this was a quick and powerful read. It would have been nice if the relationship between Sky and her school friends had been given a bit more time to be described or be shown to the reader, but I think part of the issue here might also be that this is for a way younger audience, like I think middle grade YA, and it's written for an audience with less patience than me, possibly, because if I have to go through 100 pages before things really happen, then I can do it, but middle grade reader probably won't, so it deserves this cat, and I can only recommend that you read it if you care to learn something about crazy Korean beauty standards and how much some people have to fight against those standards. Because that's really rough and so unnecessary. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back next week with another video, and if you want to help this channel out, like and subscribe and comment maybe your favorite K-pop band, because this book is all about K-pop and I know virtually nothing. Thanks for watching and bye guys!